I'm racing the clock. Even in my feelings, grind don't stop. Got big dreams, want big rocks. I got plans, you got talk. Heard it's real cheap, but it's really gon' cost. I'm trying to get these ends, build empires with my friends. I'm about hell in my business.
TV. Everything I say in this video is alleged. It is in my opinion, and it is for entertainment purposes only. Hey, DeMarie TV family, I want to give a huge thank you and shout out to my first 1,000 subscribers. We did it. I am so appreciative of you guys. You guys are my day ones forever and always. I am so excited. My next goal is going to be 2,000 by the end of the year. Thank you guys for rocking with me. Thank you guys for absolutely being the best subscribers ever. I always get the good comments. It keeps me going. I am so happy. And I want to give a special shout out to my trainer, mentor, and friend, DeSilva Silver. I would never have got to this place without your immense knowledge of YouTube and your wonderful training. If anybody out there wants to become a YouTuber, look up DeSilva Silver. She is amazing. She is wonderful. She gives you all of the practical knowledge that you need to get this done. And I wouldn't be here without her. So shout out to DeSilva, and thank you so much to my family and friends who have always supported me. Y'all have been rocking with me and helping me all along the way. So thank you so much. I sincerely thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you guys. Hey, DeMarie TV family. So today we're going to be discussing season 6, episode 20, Sex, Lies, and Videotapes of Love Marriage Huntsville. And so scene 1 picks up with Martell, Chris Fletcher. They're outside, and Martell's business partner, and they're outside of the space where Martell is going to be building a custom home. And they pick up the conversation from last week, and Martell is expressing to the men that he does not feel like Marceau is exhibiting true friendship. He talks about not playing with God and not playing with him either, and he's very animated and he's very upset and frustrated, and he's getting all hyped up about the fact that he feels Marceau is not appreciating his friendship and the help that he and Melody have extended the Scotts over time. He feels like they are not appreciating what they have done for them. But this is 100% a throwback to a previous episode. Okay, so Martell this is not the first time he ever learned his lesson. Because if you go back to season 2, episode 4, it's Threats, Lies, and Videotape. He's having this same conversation in the gym with Cedric. Marceau is in the gym, and him and Marceau are going back and forth, and they're arguing about the exact same thing. Same argument 4 seasons ago. So this man has not learned his lesson with Tisha and Marceau. Tisha and Marceau are takers. That's it, period. Point blank. You can wait all day for Marceau to say thank you or be appreciative or give you acknowledgement for what you've done for him, and he will not do it. He is a scammer and he's a taker, and that's just who he is. And if you keep deciding to associate yourself with that and go into business with that or befriend that, then you cannot be shocked with what you get back from them. Martell is also talking about not playing with God. Now, I wonder if he can take that same principle and apply it to his own life. I don't know that has happened or that I have seen that happen. You know, this man took his own blessing and destroyed it. And by destroying his own family, he has actually harmed. His mother is losing her home at this very moment. He cannot assist his brother in getting him some help with his criminal issues that he's going through. You know, if Melody had been his wife, his mom wouldn't be losing her home. He wouldn't be getting kicked out of a rental home that Fletcher has asked him to move out of numerous times. So while he's talking about Marceau not being grateful for the things that he's done for Marceau and not being appreciative as a friend for what he's done for Marceau, he's standing in front of Chris Fletcher and doing the same thing to Chris that he's saying Marceau does to him. They're two of the same. Marceau and Martell are the same. They're the same people. Chris helped Martell, and he is not being appreciative. He's harming Chris by not getting out of a home, the person that hired Chris to take care and to sell their home has asked him to do. So he can't uphold his fiduciary duty to his client because Martell won't get out of his house. It is just the inability of the men on this show to grow, to learn from their mistakes, to better themselves and become season after season. All you see them do is stir. They never get better, they never grow, and they keep having the same fights. And so we keep having shows with the same titles, but slightly different. Back then it was threats, now it's sex, but it's still lies and videotape. So scene 2 is very, very interesting to me. This is such an interesting scene. It is so much going on in this scene. This scene too is so much has to do with lies. So Tisha and Marceau, they believe that they can keep lying and pretending they're together, but they can't. You can see it, you can feel it through the camera. When he walks into that home of her manager, she gives him a hug as if that's her friend, or as if they are. There is no chemistry between the two of these people. I really do not. My personal belief is that they are not together, and this is all a front. When he walks in the room, look at the faces of the kids. They are not looking at him. They are not acknowledging him. They are not happy to see him. They turn their heads away from him. Body language can tell you a lot, and there is a lot going on with body language in this scene. When children are happy to see their father, daddy, they run up and they give him a hug. You know, they smile. But when there is tension in the home, when your parents are separated, unfortunately, a lot of children will choose a side, and they will choose the side of the person that they feel have been wronged. And there is something going on with this man, and he has impacted his children. So that whole little speech he gave Martell outside of the Holtz business, when Melody and Martell got into the fight and they left and Martell had to come back because the oldest daughter was crying profusely, and there him and Maurice are standing outside of the car telling Martell not to mess up his family because it will have lifelong consequences. I think Marceau is in that exact same situation right now, and they're trying to cover it up. They're lying about the status of their relationship. They're lying about a lot, and it shows. Another ironic thing about this is he comes in and he's immediately critiquing the situation and the setup that Tisha and the business manager have set up for Macy and Mila as far as packing the product and getting it ready to be shipped. He didn't ask any questions before he came in and he criticized. He just started to criticize because Marceau believes that women are incapable of doing anything without the instruction of man. Once he asked Tisha what was going on and what they were packing, and she explained to him that they were packing the bundles, then it was still no, oh, my apologies, I didn't realize that. You guys were doing a good job. That was not what he said. He just kept on critiquing. This man has a problem with women, and it is insane to me that Tisha continues to allow him to treat her this way and to treat now his daughters that way. And the business partner didn't know what they were doing, and Daddy had to come in and say something, when really Daddy didn't have to come in and say anything. Daddy should have came in and kept his mouth closed, saw what was happening, and said, girls, you're doing a great job. They beelined out of that room. They could not wait to get away from him, and that says a lot. Then he sits down with Tisha, and this is so rich. This part of the conversation is so rich, and I want to do a little deeper dive on this part, and I may do it later this week, but this is rich. First of all, him and Tisha are sitting in black and Mila and Macy t-shirts, but he just got through arguing with Melody last week and talking crap to the Fletchers about he don't respect nobody who sells t-shirts, but they're currently putting their t-shirts on Love Marriage Huntsville so they can sell. Don't get it twisted. That is advertising, people. That is 100% advertising these t-shirts that he just got through saying he didn't respect. And he's such a liar. That whole conversation about, oh, I don't know if I want Melody to speak because she sells t-shirts, that's crap. Melody chose to remove herself from that Black Business Expo after you all asked her several times to do it. When she declined, then you wanted to say, oh, I didn't want her to speak. Do you forget this is all videotaped? People can see your lie. We know what happened. Then he proceeds to talk. Tisha had a conversation with Stormy, and Stormy asked her to speak to him about the way he treats women in the business meetings. So she's asking him, can you treat the women nicer when we're discussing business? And basically he said no. He's not going to change anything. He does not respect the friendship of the woman who made it possible for him to be sitting there with his daughters who are packing products and shipping them out when his wife literally copied the return policy from Stormy. Marcel and Tisha took from Melody and they started a business, and they refused to give them any acknowledgement that they helped them in any way, shape, or form. They are now doing the same thing to Stormy. He does not value her relationship with Stormy when Stormy literally gave her everything she needed to start this Mila and Macy's store. Tisha can say all day long that she's been doing this for 8 years. She's lying. She has not. This is what she was at home. She was taking care of kids. Melody took her out, helped her network, helped her get started in business, talking to people, meeting people. She gained her network. She decided to do a podcast. That was her focus. When Tisha is doing something or when she's involved in something, she lets us know what it is. She became a real estate agent. We saw that process. She was not developing a hair care product for Macy and Mila. She's lying. Stormy did that for her. Stormy told her how to order all the labels, the bags, everything. She actually gave her her policy to just copy, and Tisha forgot to take Canvas Beauty out of the language from Miley and Mace's return policy, and we caught it. The bloggers put it up. It's online. You can see it for yourself. He knows that. Tisha knows that. But he's sitting there talking about he doesn't revalue the relationship with Stormy. You want to know why? They got everything from Stormy they needed. Done. Once they take from you, they're done. They can wash their hands with you. They suck out from you everything they can, and then they're done and they move on to the next one. And another thing, just a few episodes ago, he was talking to Courtney, basically laughing in his face, telling him, you sell women's hair care products. Knowing all the while that him and his wife was going to cipher that information from Stormy and Courtney, and they are helping them start a children's hair care line. This man has no shame. And if you watch what he has done time and time again in Love and Marriage Huntsville, season after season, it's not a stretch to believe some of these complaints that are coming out against the Scotts. They're takers. These people are takers. And they swindle, and they cipher, and they scam, and they steal. And when they do it in your face, they will look at you and say, I never took anything from you. You never gave me anything. You never helped me. How? Please explain to me how you helped me. When we've all watched them get help from all kinds of people. But mainly Melody Cherie Rogers. Tisha's watching Melody in her lives pack up her product and ship it out. They're watching when she posts how much money she makes. They're watching when she released Sugar Mama's product line. They're looking at everything she does. And just like they copied Holt & Holt and Creative Scope, they are now copying what Melody is doing with 7th Avenue Beauty, and she wants to do that because Melody and Stormy were doing it. Now Tisha wants to do the same thing too. Melody started her company years before she met Stormy. We know Stormy started her company years before she met Melody. But Tisha was not working on this company, and she did not know how to execute this until she got in close with Stormy. Stormy told her how to do it. And that's what this is. It's just Tisha doing what she does all the time. She's copying Melody. She has been copying everything Melody has done forever if she can pull it off. Melody was doing speaking engagements from episode basically 1. We've seen Melody working, owning a company, being a CEO of a company, running the business since episode 1. She copies her. She copies her when she does speaking events. She copies her with trying to do events for the community. Melody's been doing that. If you look at how well Melody dresses and wears her hair, Tisha will mimic what she wears and how she dresses. Tisha literally copies every single thing. So when Melody started to pull away from her, when Melody separated herself from this group, it was very hard for her to get any information. So she attached herself to Stormy, she attached herself to Destiny, and she attached herself to Stormy. Destiny did not have any information of value for her. So she moved on to Stormy. And they looped Stormy in, and Stormy was dumb as hell and went along with it, and they got her. Now, I'm interested to see if they're going to do the same thing with these Fletchers. These people are takers, and they swindle, and they cipher, and they scam, and they steal. And when they do it in your face, they will look at you and say, I never took anything from you. You never gave me anything. You never helped me. How? Please explain to me how you helped me. When we've all watched them get help from all kinds of people, but it's never an acknowledgement of that. The way that they move is just shady as hell. It's shady. Now, scene 3 is Kimmy, and she's with her friend Andrea, and they're talking about her and Maurice's sex life again. And I'm gonna just keep it 100 with you. Kimmy gives me, this is just my personal opinion, Kimmy gives out the vibes that she is a woman who literally got Maurice by, throwing it at him constantly, knowing that he was in between. Maurice, when he met her, this is my feeling, that he was in the process of, he was in a separation with Kiowa, but he was still talking to Kiowa as if there was an opportunity for him to come home. And Kimmy thought the way to split that up was just to hit it. She's hit me, throwing it at him 24/7. And she thinks in her mind, got him. So he comes over with Kimmy, decides to divorce Kiowa, and now Kimmy feels that same stress because she knows how she got him. She feels she's looking at the cancer as a weakness, as a problem that happened in their marriage, and because they've having this issue, if I'm not giving it to him, where is he getting it? She was the one giving it to him in Huntsville, while his wife and kid was elsewhere. She gives off, I know how I got him. I have to get this back together and give him sex, because if I don't, he's going to go somewhere else and get it. And she is 100% certain of that because she knows how she got him. Be careful how you get him, because that's the same way you're going to lose him. That's stuck in her head. You can't tell me that she does not feel that she crossed the line with Maurice and Kiowa. She 100% feels that, and she knows it in her heart of all hearts, and that's why she's freaking out that she has to deal with cancer and the aftermath of the chemicals that they had to put into her to heal her, because that is keeping her from her sexual interaction with her husband. She's been talking about this for 3 episodes straight. We all tired of hearing about her trying to chase Maurice and keep him in the house. It's really something that none of us could care about, because the bottom line is, it's not normal for you to have gone through such a terrifying experience. She had an aggressive breast cancer. Like, come on. And then you sit here and you're worried about Maurice and pleasuring your husband, where you talking about it 3 episodes in a row. You know what you did with this man when he was married. And because you know that, you 100% know that he is not somebody who will not step out on his family. You know he's not 100% in. You know he cheats. You already understand that him and Maurice, and more so, you understand that Maurice be out in these streets. You get that. You know it 100%. What you're worried about is he's going to tap something that makes him leave you, just like he did his wife. And that's what you're worried about. So you can chase all the eggs and use all the vibrators you want. At the end of the day, it's not going to solve the problem. He is who he is. he's going to keep cheating, period. Now, the next scene is at Black Cigar Lounge, and it is Tisha and Marceau filming video to advertise the Bet on Black event at Black Lounge. Now listen, come on, like for real. These people are coming up, they're using Black, BLAQUE, as a way to scam. In my opinion, all of these fundraisers and events to raise money to help all these people build houses and build all these and help children. Listen, build yourself a house, but you tried that and you now have a lien on Scott Manor that you have to pay off. You also have all these lawsuits that you are going to have to contend with. It is in my opinion that these are all scams that they are using to try to raise money to get money to pay all these things off. Okay? The Black Expo, they could have did a comeback group expo. No, they put it under Black because if there was going to be some money to be made, Tisha and Marceau need that money. Tisha and Marceau are hustling, trying to come up with money to pay for all of these lawsuits and these liens that are on them. They have to pay this stuff off, and they cannot do that with money from Scoped and the payments that they receive from Love Marriage Huntsville. So they're coming up with all these fundraisers and foundations to try to collect money from other people to put in their pocket. It is a scam. It is a hustle. And so while they're sitting here doing all these filming, I don't understand why they don't get that people are onto this. This is like so known that this is what they're doing. And I hope people in Huntsville stop going for this stuff. Be careful when you lie, because the truth might slip out. Tisha said it was very hard for them to do acting. Acting is hard, is her statement. Now, if you're creating an advertisement for a fundraiser that you're passionate about, it should not be hard for you. It should be something that just rolls off your tongue because this is your passion. The reason it's hard for them is because they know that they need to do this fundraiser to help them pay off some of these liens and lawsuits that they have. The money is not intended to go to the initiative that they're talking about, and that's why it's difficult for them. That's why this took 15 takes. It should not take 15 takes if you're talking about an initiative that you're familiar with and that you're passionate about. She told on herself. Luckily, this was shut down, but you know, I feel like people are going to have to get hip to who they are and what they do. They have to. You cannot just keep allowing people to do these things. And I'm glad that this production team, whomever it is allowing all of this to play out. They are peeling back the layers so that we can see exactly what is going on. I feel like they are not being honest. This is a build up to something, and it's going to come to a head. In addition to that, this scene also reinforces the issues with Tisha and Marceau's marriage. It just does. Tisha is sitting here. Tisha's a gorgeous woman. She's gorgeous, but she does not own it. She does not sit in her truth. She bases everything she thinks and feels about herself on Marceau, and Marceau treats her like she is repulsive to him. She's trying to record video and take pictures, and he's telling her to lean into the table, act like you're sexy, act like you're single, flirt. How long have you been married? And why are you asking her to act like she's a single woman? And why do you know, if you've been married all this time, what the hell single women act like today? You should know nothing about that. They are incapable of demonstrating romantic sexual chemistry with each other. You can't, it is nothing going on there. He acts like he cannot stand to be around her. And she acts like she 100% knows that, and she 100% is going to keep trying. And that's sad. It's hard to watch her do. It's just further demonstration that there is Either they are not together, like completely not together, and he's made it clear that he is not sexually or romantically interested in her, or something is going on. Tisha, I believe, knows this relationship is over and they're putting on a front for the television. There is no chemistry here. Nothing. They are 100% in this for face value so that they can put up a front, get a check, and keep their businesses going. That's my opinion. So this next scene is Marcel decides to come over to Martell's house to have a conversation with him about his dinner with the Fletchers and what was said. And then it just so happens that Chris is in front of the house putting up a sign, and so Chris Fletcher comes into the home. This scene to me feels made up. This scene feels to me to be disingenuous. I do not believe that they're at Martell's house talking and Chris just happens to show up. I think they are literally helping Martell. I think they're helping Martell film scenes because he has nothing else going on. Nothing. Season 2, episode 4 of Love Marriage Huntsville, Threats, Lies, and Videotape is literally this exact same argument that they're having. How did you help me? You have never helped me do anything. Yes, I did. No, I didn't. You and Melody, y'all never talk about your problems in business. Marcel he's trying to hint that Melody and Martell have had issues in business. That is what he is trying to convey to the public. Hey, you guys, look over here. They've had trouble in business. Martell saying we didn't have no trouble in business. We were fine. I came and got you out the movie theater and put you on. That's essentially what he's saying. And Fletcher's just sitting there making sure Marceau gets it that he didn't tell no lies. He told him exactly what was said and that was it. So, I mean, Martell is still in these people's house, still squatting, talking about he in real estate, squatting in somebody's house. This scene right here, to me, it just does not feel authentic. But, if Martell continues to decide to call these people friends and continues to decide to believe they're his friends, that's on Martell. But these are not friends. He does not have a lot of genuine friends. He's surrounding himself around people who wanted to help destroy his family because they hated the way the Holtz made them feel. The Holtz were a very powerful couple together. The chemistry between them was dynamic. They were gorgeous. They were doing business and they were doing well. And Martell allowed some haters to creep into their circle, and they sought them out and they destroyed and they helped destroy. These are men who actively supported this man in destroying his family after he helped them and put them on and helped them start a company. And now one of those same men is sitting in his face saying to him, you didn't do nothing for me. Now, if Martell was on and his ducks were in a row and he had his money right and he was secure in his shit, he would have probably got up and handled Marcel. For real. But because he's so broken and because he is down and out at this moment and he knows everybody else knows it and he's embarrassed about the mistakes that he's made and what he's done to his own life, he does not even have the backbone and the strength to have this fight with him and take it to him the way he really should. Not a lot of men will stand up and let somebody come in their home and disrespect him the way that Marcel just did. But Martell is broken. He's weakened. And they know it. And they are not taking their foot off this man's neck. Now, before Tisha and Marcel ever held the Black Expo, they brought people in and they talked to all of those people that were involved and told them what they wanted to do. Did Marcel ever say that he wanted people to come in and talk to people about their struggles? And he didn't say any of this stuff. This is all revisionist history. This is all him just coming up with some stuff. He never asked people to get up and talk about their struggles. If that is in fact what he wanted to do, he was on the panel, right? They had a whole panel there. Why didn't any of them talk about that? If this is what he wanted people to know, then why didn't they discuss it at the expo? He ran the expo. Why didn't he share his struggles as a manager at the movie theater? Why didn't he share those struggles? Why didn't he talk about the lawsuits? Why didn't he talk about the bankruptcy? Why didn't he ask Stormy to talk about her lawsuits? Why didn't he ask Martell to talk about his bankruptcy and everything he destroyed when he cheated on his wife in his marriage? That's not what the Black Expo was about. He's making things up as he goes. He's full of it, okay? He's full of it. And when he talks about, I never heard either one of you talk about your failures, Melody gets the hell under these people's skin. She gets under their skin so bad because they 100% believed when they separated, Martell and Melody separated and divorced, that both of them would crumble, and she didn't, and it bothers them. They're trying to figure out how to bring her down, and they can't. And it is just wearing them out. Martell, they got him. Neither one of you talk about your failures. What's bothering Marceau is that we own they arse every week. We telling all they business. We putting it all out in the street. And what he's saying is, oh, they out here dragging us, but they ain't dragging y'all. Y'all done had some problems too. No, that's not what's happening. Martell has some problems, and Martell had to pay for that. But Melody does not get pulled down because of what he did. And the problem that Marceau's having, he sees his future coming. He's looking at what happened to Martell, and he's saying, how do I prevent that from happening to me? Because this man's worst fear is that he will end up like Martell and that Tisha will end up like Melody. Well, guess what, Marceau? You don't have to worry about that because Tisha ain't Melody. She's not, sir. You fret not. But both of y'all, Tisha will probably do better without you. I will say that. She will probably do better separating and leaving you and moving on with her life. She will probably do a lot better by doing that, because I wholeheartedly think Tisha will grow and become a better person without having you and your snake and slimy self attached to her. It will be a weight off of her shoulders, just like Martell was a weight off of Melody. Okay? You are making her carry too much of a load. And so when she unhitches you, her shoulders are going to feel lighter. Her back is going to feel better because you put too much on her. But that is essentially what his problem is. He is looking at Martell and saying, I cannot and will not be that. And so he's trying to figure out how not to do that, but he's going about it the wrong way. All of these scams, all of the lies, all of the cheating is going to catch up to you just like it caught up to Martell. It's going to come out. Now I'm going to tell you another thing that's wrong with this whole scene. They're talking about things, but not really talking about things. They probably lent each other money a whole bunch of times when dealing with these side chicks. They probably tossed a lot of dollars here back and forth. You know what I'm saying? You can't take your mistress on a trip with money out of your bank account. If they had to do things to make these things work, and they helped each other do it. So this argument that they're having is not really transparent. They're talking in our face, but they're not really talking in our face. You know what I'm saying? Because these two, Marceau is how Martell took care of Ariane. We have yet to hear how Martell has helped Marceau and Maurice with they chicks, and guarantee you he did. And I guarantee you they all have loaned each other money, and they have all done things with money that they cannot openly discuss. Okay? That's what we're looking at. Marceau is making it a point to let it be known, Martell, you can no longer tell them, if y'all don't do this, I'ma tell your secrets. He's like, Martell, you better hush. He's telling him, I'm about to let your secrets out the bag too. Okay? He, just like Martell didn't want to go down by himself, neither does Marceau. Same people. Now the final scene is Melody going out to lunch with Kiki. Now I will say this, Melody looks amazing. She looks cute, honey. Kiki, I don't know. Something's up with Kiki. Something's up with Kiki. Kiki does not seem, oh no, something just feels off. But anyway, They're talking about her not going to the baby reveal where you get to meet Ace. And she was saying she wanted to show up, but she was sick, but she's feeling better now. They just have to run more tests. Hopefully all is well. But then she talks about that her and Tisha are not on good terms in a way that she thought they would be because some things have happened. And then they bleep out the name that she says when she says that there's rumor that Marceau had an affair. They bleep out the name, and Melody's doing what Melody's been doing all season. When people are telling her they business, she's eating. This has been Melody's claim to fame this season, honey. She gonna have some food in her mouth when people spilling their tea, because she ain't gonna have nothing to say. If they say she said something, they lying, because she was 100% eating, okay? So this is where the scene will pick up next week. I don't know if it's any truth to this story. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I've heard the rumors. I don't know if Marceau is having an affair with Tisha's hairstylist or not. I do not know. I don't even think it matters though. I think Marceau has probably had so many affairs with so many people, it does not matter to us, and it probably don't matter to Tisha. Tisha knows all this stuff. The girl was with Tisha at the reunion, styling her and doing her hair. Now, if you look at how Tisha looked, then you might believe that the woman is sleeping with Marceau, because they had Tisha out there looking crazy. But if Tisha like it, I love it, because one thing may be true, y'all. We may be saying he's cheating on her, but maybe they have an open relationship. Maybe it's all good with Tisha. We don't know how people's relationships are set up. We don't know what they've agreed to in their own marriage. It could be 100% open and they can do what they want to do, and that's why she's not tripping. Maybe she just doesn't want to say that. I don't know. But clearly, Marceau has been cheating. Clearly, Tisha knows. And clearly, there is an issue and some distance between the two of them that is very apparent on camera. So I cannot wait for next week. This episode, I'm giving it a 6 because it was predominantly filled with people that I am not interested in. The Scotts, Stormy, I'm not interested in that. I didn't get a smile on my face until the last scene, and that's because Melody showed up. I'm gonna just keep it 100. I'm not interested in these people because I don't believe anything that comes out of their mouth. So 6 out of 10 for me. I am loving what the producers are doing with the show. I really am. I feel like it's a shift, and I'm excited to see it. It is a much better show right now. So whatever changes they have made, kudos. Carlos King, this is a good direction. This is a great direction. We just need you to pull more truths out. We want to see about these lawsuits. We want to see about the affairs. We want to see the real. It's coming. Just keep on peeling back these layers and showing us what's really going on, because we know what it is. You know what it is because you watch us just like we watch you. All right, you guys, what do you think about this episode? Drop me some comments. Let me know in your comments what you think about this episode. If you're currently watching this live and you want to come up, I have dropped the link. Click the link in the comments section and you can come up and discuss anything you want to discuss. Hey, DeMarie TV. So I'm going to go ahead and start bringing you guys up now so that we can get to chatting about what's happening on this episode, and so that I can hear what you guys think. Hello, Miss Rel. Hello, Injustice Blast. How y'all doing today?
What's up, how you doing? TV? How you doing?
So let's get started. I want to start off with Miss Rel to see kind of what you think about the episode and what you think about the review. Do you think I was on, or what do you think?
First of all, before we start anything, congratulations on the 1,000 subscribers.
Thank you.
TV girl, you doing your thing.
Thank you. I am so excited. My day ones was holding me down all the way. So I am
right.
Yeah.
And as far as okay, so the episode, you gotta feel me on this. I'm over them. Like, okay, it's hard. It's the hard 30, 40 minutes. The highlight for me was Melody chewing on that food. Giving her the ooh girl. Cause she be looking at people crazy with stuff in her mouth. I loved it. But I mean, when it comes to them snots and turkey man, I cannot with Marcel. I mean, I have to take breaks for him because he get away with too much for me. For real, he really does. He's so disrespectful. He has no business, Coof. You always talking to somebody and you a thief. So like, I'm just waiting on the hammer to drop because I can barely take him. I can barely take him. And Letitia, you know how I feel about Letitia. I know you read my comments, right?
I did. Do you think that Carlos is going to show anything about the lawsuits?
No,
Seeing Garden? No.
no, no, no. Mm-mm. No, I don't. Mm-mm. I think before anybody reveals that it's going to be one of them, like online saying something, because he could have then did that. These didn't just come up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like he could have been did that. But then what else? What else has he revealed that was in court? He hasn't. He didn't mention anything. Like he just he. I don't think he's gonna do it. I don't think he's gonna do it.
I feel like though the production of this second half of the season is different than the first half. I feel like they're starting to force them to delve into their stuff a little bit more and they're trying to push back, but the production is keeping the light on them. I clearly see a difference in how this one was handled versus how the previous the first portion of season 6 was handled. I see a difference.
Okay, so here's my question on that. Is the difference that production is pushing that, or is the difference that Mel, which has been their storyline for the last 5 seasons, has totally erased herself from their mix? They are left to their own recognizance. And is that the reason why they're starting to show their own stuff and start to implode upon each other? Because they don't have nobody to fight. So they fighting everybody. Everybody's fighting everybody.
I
Stormy with
think a
her
big part
stage.
of it is that she did put them on blast the last reunion that they was always talking about her, like you everything out your mouth is about me. So I think it was probably a conversation to say, listen, y'all can't make all your scenes about her. And hence you see Kimmy talking about her sex life with Maurice 3 episodes in a row. Like, come on now. She can't talk about nothing else but her sex life with Maurice. We know it's
Okay.
more going on than that.
But that's what they're doing. All of them are doing that. Like it's like it takes them 2 or 3 episodes to say anything. So that's what I'm saying. Here we are still talking about the Expo. When was the Expo? How long ago was that? Like,
It
why
was,
hasn't there been
I think,
another
in March.
Expo?
Yeah, I think it was in March.
Like people who do Expos, like don't they do more than one?
Well, that was the whole feedback, the conversation, and the town hall with the feedback. They're getting feedback so they can plan to do the next one, but it don't look like a lot of people going to be joining them on this next expo because of the way they treated them on this expo.
Exactly. They didn't know they owed $100 until they got there.
Exactly. What you thinking, Justice West? How you doing today?
How you doing?
I'm good. So
Good.
what'd you think?
Good. Well, I think what y'all are seeing is a slow demise of a reality show, and what I mean by that is that it's like they had a writer's strike, but they don't have any writers. I mean, they're having to use content over and over again and try to find something to talk about. And this is reality. So that means that that their reality is that it's jacked up. I mean, the part of the reality is this is they don't have nothing else going on. If you take Mel out the situation, if you take everything that she does or everything that's between her and tight suit wearer, You know,
Martell.
yeah, you know, the tight suit guy. If you take their situation out and Coach Law will take that out the situation, you know, everybody else is lame.
No, I disagree a little bit. I don't think that they don't have anything going on. I think they do. They do. They got a lot going on right now, but they refuse to really talk about it. They're not talking about these court cases. They're not adjusting any allegations about them taking people's money. They're not. They're not talking about some of these people that jumped up in her comments when she
and
was trying
and
to
they're
do.
not going to talk about it. They're not going to talk about that stuff. I mean, you know, the reason why they're not going to talk about it because again, you know, even in the midst of trying to air out the drama and the problem with the reality and people in the reality show, they're still not going to try to lose the actual uh, 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 vision that they're trying to project. Is that they have black couples that are doing positive things and we all know that there's a lot of drama in the background, and it probably would make a better show if you aired some of that out.
That's what I'm saying.
But
Like, what are we doing?
they're not going to do it. They're not.
Hold on, Injustice West. Give me just a second. Hello, De Silva. Thank you so much. De Silva is my mentor. She's the whole reason I'm able to do this today. I didn't know anything about Facebook at all until I logged in with De Silva. So thank you so much, De Silva, for the super chat. I appreciate you so much. Okay, Injustice West, go ahead. I had to acknowledge my girl.
No, yeah, no problem at all. I mean, basically, what I'm saying is this: is that what you're doing is they're trying to give you a reality show with a minimal reality. I mean, we all can see this, and we all know the backstories and the drama and all this stuff there. But you know, and again, it would make a better show if they did put out the fact that you know Tisha and Big Hip Dude that they are really split up. I mean, how many times have you seen your kids on the screen? I mean, you know, if they put that kind of stuff out, man, and they put out all about the lawsuits and everything that they have out with Stormy, and you know, look, they put all that stuff out, man. This show will probably be the rating would go through the roof because people like mess.
Absolutely.
So you know, it would definitely be a hell of a show. Hell, I mean, people will be glued to the TV to see all the drama and the negativity.
But not even for the mess of it all. But like, seriously, this is an opportunity for them to correct some things by addressing it. Like, stand in your shit. Like, own it. Turn it around. You think you're the only person out there with a business that you got into some trouble for because either you didn't do something wrong or who knows what the whole basis is, but because we know Marceau is a liar, right? We know they scamming. So he's not gonna just like what a storyline that he stands in his shit, corrects his stuff, do what he got to do, be a man about it. No, he's not gonna do that. He's gonna attack women.
Yeah, well, you know why he stands into it to correct himself. Man, this dude, man, is not going. This dude is a fraud, and again, it's just sad that you know we have reality shows that didn't really project the real reality. But I mean, Carlos King has done that. I mean, you look at all the rest of these reality shows. We know there's major drama behind the scenes, but there's still smile and there's still fancy cars being driven, and there's still people walking around like they, you know, that they're major superstars. And again, the backstory of this stuff is always going to be something else. So I mean, they got to try to keep it sort of clean while they're doing it. But again, it would make for a better show if you know for a fact that you know Tisha and the Big Hip Dude they really living apart because they've already put it out there that they are living apart and that they are, you know, but we don't.
But did they though? That what they said was Tisha said she did not want to live apart, and then they never really addressed it. I mean, you can see through the screen. You can like literally tell through the screen that there is absolutely no chemistry there. They have Martin and Melody have more chemistry, divorce and fighting than the two of them have on scene and they supposed to be married. When those two are in a room, you can still feel like the tension. You feel nothing between Tisha and Marcel. Absolutely nothing.
To me, it's always felt like, it's always looked like that. It's always given Color Purple vibes to me.
Why the Color Purple vibe?
Because he's just so Mr. Like, I can't. Like, it gives kind of like Color Purple vibes to me. Like,
Well, tell me this. What do y'all think about Kimmy and Maurice? It's like we talking about Tisha and Marcel. What about Kimmy and Maurice and her fixation on satisfying
she love
Maurice?
Maurice. She don't want Maurice to go nowhere. She love him. I mean, it ain't nothing else. She love Maurice.
Side chick remorse.
She likes sticky, pudgy fingers, and she want to keep him. So, and please let her. Don't turn him loose on America. Like, keep Maurice.
Boy, Maurice is in them streets.
Because I heard Maurice is for the people.
Maurice is for them streets.
I think at this point, we know all of them is for the streets. And what I'm trying to figure out is what's going on with Fletcher, because Marcel and Fletcher are in. To me, it appears that they're trying to act like they're just now coming together to form a friendship. But we know when Marcel's his back was photographed in that woman's bed out of Atlanta, he told Tisha he was there with Fletcher having lunch. So why is it all of a sudden seeming like they're just now coming together?
Wait, hold on. But Fletch addressed that because he was like, hold on, you're not going to get me in trouble. When we went to Atlanta, I saw you for lunch, right? He was like, right. He was like, because I brought my wife with me, right? He's like, yeah. He still didn't address how he didn't address how his turkey butt got on TV. He didn't say how his Thanksgivingness got on TV. His rotisserie-ness. He didn't say that. He never addressed that. He just confirmed that. In other words, what I got from it was Chris was like, wow, I ain't have nothing to do with your evening festivities because we went to lunch. Like, for real? I don't know where your back was after that. Like, don't put that on me.
But I'm just wondering why they're trying to act like they are just now.
Why they trying? Girl.
And just now, I mean, they're forgetting that we know these things already. And I feel like it's Carlos's job. If he's going to keep hosting these reunions, it's his job to close these loops and tie up these things up. We want to know why Marcel was in Africa by himself. We want to know about the lawsuits. Boy. We want to know why Fletcher and him are not talking about what happened in Atlanta. Like, these things need to be tied up a bit. We need some closure, and we never get it with Carlos because he skates around.
That's why he never gives it to you, because he know you need it.
Right. Right.
Classic Carlos King, girl. Messy Boots ain't finna give up nothing.
But honestly, if he wanted to, you right, De Silva, listen, they need to talk about these women and how these men are using these women for a business. Like Tisha, 85% of her company is in her name, but Marcel has kicked her out the office, and now he's showing up to court for Zen Garden, but she's not there. Like, it's a problem with that. I mean, that needs to be discussed. That's the problem. And then this is also going to be an issue when and if she decides to divorce him, because this entanglement is going to be very hard to undo once you start getting lawsuits and you start having to pay money to people.
What we undoing?
Very difficult.
What we undoing? Didn't she buy Martell out? No,
I'm talking about Tisha and Marcel.
I know. That's what I'm talking about. What's the problem? I got 85%. Didn't she buy Martell out? I would write that in there. I'm buying him out. I got 100 when we walk away from this. I'm not finna.
Oh, you mean Marcel? You talking about, did she buy Marcel out or Martell?
No, I'm saying, didn't she buy Martell out of Schultz? Yes. I would buy Marceau turkey butt out. I would not dissolve anything. I would buy him out.
Yeah, but there's no reason to keep that company if it's going to be bankrupt because they owe lawsuits. They're going to lose the lawsuit.
She's $1 million multi. She can turn. She generated millions of dollars for sure. She could do it again, right? Didn't she say that? Didn't she say she generated millions of dollars, brought them out of $1 million deficits? Didn't I hear that right?
Her name and her credit is going to be trash by the time this is over. And she's going to be stuck with those kids and is going to have to figure out how to make money to take care of them. In addition to that, if some of these people take this to the criminal side, there could be some criminal charges that come if any fraud is proven.
I'm not sure how that hasn't happened. I am not sure how people can do revenge P, how people can take thousands of dollars from doctors with their doctor's offices, barbers for their barber shops. They can do stuff at the expo. He got about what, a good $600-700 that day for them balloons he was worried about when he walked in there. Listen, I don't know how there is already secret rooms, like, or you know who, secret rooms and stuff up at the bar. I don't know how there are not any charges already. I don't understand why every business they got a boom boom room. What happened in there? See, it's too much. It's too much. It's too much.
Well, a lot of that because and I don't want to sound like I'm against the South or whatever, but I am from the South. But a lot of times things are overlooked. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, it's a great way to put it. Things are overlooked in the South, and things are handled, especially when you know. And Huntsville is not by any means a small town. When I say this, a small country town, because it does have a lot of innovation in it, but it's still, you know, I know this person, I know the judge, I know who this person is, I know, and believe it or not, I mean, Love Marriage Huntsville has actually put a major spotlight on Huntsville, Alabama. I mean, there's no doubt that if a lot of people didn't watch that show, they probably would know Huntsville, Alabama, as far as NASA and all that. They really wouldn't know about the inner workings of the Black community or a lot of stuff that goes on if you didn't have this show. So this show has put a big spotlight on Huntsville, Alabama. So
it's also enabled him to defraud a lot of people because he is on that platform.
Marcel.
Yes. Marcel, yes.
Yeah.
I know he's using that name to get people to do business with him.
Oh yeah. And I mean, he's using the name now. The only person that's not working for is Martell, because he has been shunned from the community. He looks a mess. I mean, because believe it or not, Martell was probably the golden boy of this Huntsville.
Absolutely.
I mean, before he decided to jack up his family and go out with the side chick. And I mean, look at Melanie, man. I mean, let's be all honest. This girl's gorgeous.
Absolutely.
I mean, she has kids. She has careers, not a career, careers. She's making money. She's traveling, and his side chick is working at the hair salon equipment place. I mean,
she don't have no job. That is her sister got to get the salon. She don't have no job. She do not work.
And she's hanging out at parties with Lil Scrappy and shit, hoping that they'd just slap on her arm or something. I mean, he really is the poster boy for self destruction. I mean, he really jacked up. I mean, I know regret is on his face every time he lays his head down on the house he don't even pay rent for, and he's that he's squatting in. I mean, this guy
has he moved?
I mean,
not as of this episode, no.
That's a mess. You look at this guy, man. He was the golden boy. I mean,
And he said that. He said, y'all wanted to be us. So I'm wondering when it
Right.
resonated with him that they played him.
boy,
He was the way for
boy.
them to destroy his empire. He was the weak link in the chain. They literally set out to destroy him and Melody because they were jealous of him. And he could not see that for the longest. But I'm glad he is acknowledging he's starting to recognize what happened. But what I don't see is him changing his behavior.
Well, you know, envy and jealousy comes in many forms. It also comes in a lot of fake ass friendships. And a lot of times people just sit by you, stand by you, and be your best friend just to see your destruction.
Yeah.
So, and that is a major thing that happens in our community. That the crab mentality is so strong that your best friend can just see and envy you so much that they just sit there and feed you and give you everything you need, give you the rope, and put it around your neck. And as soon as you fall from graces, then they looking at your ass like you crazy. They're talking about you. They've been talking about you the entire time. I mean, this dude didn't even realize, man, that while he was out there with the side chick, I mean, they was plotting, planning, and laughing at his ass, knowing that when it's all said and done, man, he's gonna look fool. They knew this. You know, I mean, this is to be honest, their story, Melanie and this clown's story could actually be a Hallmark film. It's hilarious. I mean, this dude jacked up something to where now he is squatting in the home and on TV putting it out there that he's a squatter. And still wearing tight ass clothes though, looking a mess. And his ex-wife is literally traveling, modeling shows, albums. Come on, man. I mean, Jesus Christ. I'm surprised this guy cut his wrist and jumped out the bridge. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is horrible. I mean,
what I will say this. I would like for them to be forced to just address it. I don't like that they don't have to ever address it. What do you think the odds are that we can get another host on the reunion besides Carlos King?
Never.
I should do it.
Never.
No, you know that one guy. What's the guy that they had? Carlos had him up and he gave his
oh yes.
Yes, you know what I'm talking about. He gave
think of his name right now, but that's my guy. Yes. I know
he works with
exactly
Ebony K. Williams. He does a show with Ebony K. Williams.
He should do it.
He really had some
He should
insight
do it.
into
I
this.
hope Carlos does that. I think
that will be perfect.
I think Carlos needs not to do it because listen. I think he should have him do it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You should have him do it because he will call them on their stuff. But Carlos, I think, is too intertwined in the show and with the people.
He is.
Do that.
He is because they gonna call. Because they gonna tell Carlos his business.
Exactly. He's not gonna let it go too far off the rails. That's why he's there.
But it would just be so refreshing to see, because I've seen him on Carlos King a couple of times, and I'd be like, facts. I have to give it up because he be touching on some stuff, and I'd be like, let me look at that again. I think Carlos should do it. I think Carlos should have him do it. That's a good idea.
I think so, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see. Would you want to say?
Well, I just saw something that that the Silvers put on there that again Dustin would outshine him. He's not going to let anybody.
That's it, Dustin. Yes, that's it, Dustin.
Yes.
Yeah, he's not going to let anybody outshine him, especially something that he got his hands in. So
come on, he gave us Dustin. Stop hating now. Don't.
Yeah, he's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. I mean, Carlos,
Dustin Ross has a very clear understanding of this show, and he would know how to really get in and pull that out. Yeah. I would love if you would let him do that. But
we're gonna have to see. I know the situation, but easy on that, girl.
Okay, so I have one last question for you guys. What do you think is going on with Kiki? Don't do that.
God
Say,
bless
Don't laugh
her.
at
just
Kiki,
say no.
y'all.
Just say no. Just say no.
I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna
Just
say
say
I
that.
don't
no.
know that that's
I
it.
don't know that.
Just say no. Just
I
say no.
don't know that. I don't know that because I don't trust myself. I think he could have been lying. I don't know that. I don't know.
Just
I
say
don't
no.
know. I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt. Here's what I know is getting ready to go on with Kiki. Whatever is going on right now, to me, since I know what the kaboom looks like, to me, it looked like she's almost playing crazy a little bit just so she can see who's who and get information because all of a sudden her and Tisha ain't on good terms. And I thought the last time I checked with them, they had made up and some more stuff. But we'll see. Because
So
I know
you
she's
think they're
gonna
not
come.
on good terms because some of what she's speaking is true?
I'm thinking they're not on good terms because I saw the preview and I know she's gonna throw a cup at her ass. So I'm waiting on that. And
Do
then
you
she
think
just
Marceau slept with the hairdresser or makeup
I think
artist?
Marceau slept with all of her hairdressers,
All the hairdresser, the makeup person, the valet.
the valet driver. I think he slept with whoever liked turkey ass. He slept with I think he slept. Who
Instacart
put her
person
in
that
that I
brought their
Dream of
stuff.
Genie suit?
Oh,
Boy,
for the reunion? That's what I said. I said, you know what? It might be some truth to that because they would not have dressed her like that and had her
All she needed
filthy
was a
makeup on her.
bottle, honey. A
Right.
good
Right.
bottle with
They had her
baby.
looking nice and ridiculous. So it could be that's something going on because I don't understand how Tisha keeps letting people dress her like this and put her out. She's a beautiful woman. Her exterior is gorgeous.
Body
Dress her
snatch.
better.
She's beautiful face. Why you got neon green everywhere?
she still dressed a little country though. She still dressed a little country.
It's
She she
okay.
she she
It's
she, she,
okay.
she is a gorgeous. I ain't gonna lie. She's
It's
a gorgeous.
okay.
But
But I think it would be better ways to. I think it would be better ways to present her. I just do. I think she could. I think who. I think it would be better ways to present her.
De Silva said, I think Kiki is really hurt and feels betrayed because she kept kissing Tisha's arse and Tisha still made her look like she was using. You know what?
Facts.
That's true.
hey
Facts.
That's
man, the whole show
That's what
was
I
good.
think.
The production, the people who are doing whatever writing that they whatever goes on, that
Tiffany.
whole show is making it seem like she's still an addict, and they're putting her business out there pretty strong. The
And that's her
Narcan,
cousin, and she ain't said nothing.
boy, hey,
You're
they
not
put
gonna
it
do
out
that
there.
publicly to my cousin. No, I don't care. I don't care if she is doing it. You're not gonna do that.
They put it out there. The
But
Narcan,
you didn't speak up for her and say nothing.
she ain't said nothing. She ain't
Okay,
took up for her
so as we've established that, I just wanted to do this because and she is notorious for somebody not being loyal to her because they don't lie when she wants them to lie on cue, because they don't jump in the fight and take up for her, because they don't come to her aid when she's down and call her. And she's done none of the above for her cousin. So I'm like, I don't like Tiffany. I call her Kitten Hills. I don't like Kitten Hills
I
like
love
that.
Tiffany. I love Tiffany and I love what she's bringing to these episodes. I love the mess. I love
I
her
don't like that.
shady
I don't think she's
attitude.
bringing anything but the toss the rock and hide your hand. But that ain't cute.
I don't think so. And I love the scene with her and Lou last week. I love that scene. I think it is
Well,
a great
that's different.
representation of relationships. And I love Lou. I like her and Lou on this show much more than Stormy and Courtney. They can go for me. Stormy, pack your bags back to Jackson. You out of here. I don't
What?
like Stormy.
What
They
be
bring
going on
nothing.
with Stormy? What? What?
The Stormy is, I feel like Love Marriage Huntsville. She thought she was going to come in. She thought she was going to be the boss and take over the show for Mel. She thought she was going to carry this show. And I think at one point, Carlos thought that she was going to carry the show. It's a no. Ain't nobody carrying this show but Mel. And when Mel go, we go. So good luck with that.
I never
Y'all
thought
get over
I'd
there
say
to
this.
go to Bell Collective. Go to Jackson.
I never thought I'd say this, but I like the first Destiny better. I don't like this second Destiny. I like the first Destiny. If we're going to do this, I like the first Destiny. I don't like the second Destiny. I don't like her. It's not hitting for me.
I mean, she's you're not seeing anything new from her. I don't think Courtney brings anything. He always looked like he hides a kite. He'll never have much to say. We haven't seen her do anything but fire her cousin, and her mama came in and made a mess out of everything and made it worse for her, and that's about it. We've seen all that
She
before. So
threw a
I don't
birthday
see,
party and paid her court fees.
the party was lit. I ain't gonna lie. That was about the best thing that she brought, but that was a Carlos King production. So
Absolutely.
I'm glad she can go on and go on about herself. So next week it looks like we're gonna pick up with Melody and Kiki. You know, we're gonna see how that goes, and hopefully we'll get to see Kiki throw this drink. But I really appreciate you two for coming up. I appreciate everyone in the chat. Thank you so much, Da Silva, for joining today. This is really cool. I'm gonna be doing lives every Sunday. It'll be probably between noon or 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time is when I'll come on. So you guys feel free to come back and join me. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Any last words, you guys?
Nope. Just congratulations, and the show was
Thank
good, and I cannot
you.
wait to
Yeah,
see what happens.
congratulations on your accomplishment
Thank you so
in
much.
such a
I
short
appreciate
time. In such a short
thank
time.
you, thank you. The Silva had me on it. She was telling me, listen, you got to get to it. And I was following everything she said. So if anyone wants to get on YouTube and get some practical, real knowledge, some real understanding of how to get this done, the Silva is the place to go for that. She is
Oh yeah.
wonderful.
Oh yes, you're gonna
Absolutely.
have a list of graduates in a minute. Mm-hmm.
Go and get up there. All right, you guys have a wonderful Sunday.
Have a
I
good
will
day,
talk
D.
to you guys
Marie.
soon.
I see you later,
Bye.
my sister. Bad boy.